When the one with the rifle gets killed, the one who is following picks up the rifle and shoots.
Welcome to the 21st episode of the Pick Up the Rifle and Shoot series, featuring my ITHACA M49 Saddlegun. Saddlegun, you say? What's that? Well, partner, it's like a truck gun, but the saddle is on a horse, and on that saddle is a cowboy taming the Wild West. And for every kid wanting to be a cowboy growing up in the 60s and 70s, the ITHACA Model 49 was the rifle to have. It resembled a lever action repeater, but chambered in .22, and it was very easy to operate with a single-shot martini type action. Now I can honestly say what made me the shooter I am today is because of .22 rifles, and this ITHACA Model 49 is one of my most cherished possessions, and definitely deserving of our own episode. So here she is, my ITHACA Model 49 Saddlegun Deluxe Model. The ITHACA Model 49 was manufactured from the early 60s to the late 70s, and came in 3 different versions: the Standard, Deluxe, and the Presentation model. My Deluxe example has an 18-inch barrel, a figured American walnut stock with no checkering, gold-plated hammer and trigger, and a screwed-on barrel band front sight. Other versions varied, with some having 20-inch barrels, different stock lengths with checkering, dovetailed front sights, and even engraved receivers. Now, I'll go over in more detail, but first, let's make sure she's all clear. First up is the beautiful figured American walnut stock and butt plate, which is marked with the ITHACA Gun Company. Next is the painted receiver, which is made out of a pot metal called Zamac, which is actually quite heavy. Here you can also see the 6-digit serial number on the bottom left, and from my research it dates to pre-1970. Next is the gold-plated trigger that came on the Deluxe and Presentation models only, as well as the gold-plated hammer. Now, what makes the single-shot .22 rifle so unique is the martini type action. Operating the lever drops down the loading block, expands the spent case if there is one in the chamber, and it can be loaded with either .22 short, long, or long rifle. Then, the hammer would have to be manually cocked back to fire. Very cool. Moving along, here you can see the figured American walnut handguard, and I must say it's simply beautiful. The rear side is a standard buckhorn leaf, and if you're curious, those silver dots are my 25-yard zero with CCI standard velocity. Here, up close you can see the barrels engraved with the M49 model number, the .22 ammo types, ITHACA Gun Company in New York, and the Made in the USA. Very nice. The barrel itself is an 18-inch steel barrel with a screwed-on barrel band front side, and underneath is a faux tube to simulate a tube-fed lever action. Now, let's go flip around to the other side. Here's another view of the beautiful American walnut stock. The length and pull is actually perfect for me, which is similar to my Henry Youth model stock. Next, here's a closer view of the well-worn receiver. It's simply beautiful. Of course, a painted receiver will not be as durable or even looks good as traditional blued steel finish, but for its purpose as a boy's first rifle, it's more than adequate, and actually adds a lot of character to it. And lastly, here's a quick view of the bottom of the receiver. Overall, I'm very happy with my ITHACA Model 49, and being a rare deluxe version makes her all the more special. She's a blast to shoot, and I really enjoy operating her martini type action, shot after shot. Ithaca did make a two-fed version called the M49R, but it wasn't as successful, having a lot of issues from the get-go. Now, before going to the range footage, I want to showcase a unique accessory that Ithaca offered to M49 owners to complete the cowboy look, especially while riding on your trusty steed, or in my case, my minivan. So, here it is, the original Ithaca M49 Saddlegun leather scabbard. This scabbard is really well made, and is even marked with an Ithaca M49 Saddlegun on the side. The leather itself is in good condition, and you can tell it's been well used and broken in nicely, and fitting my M49 like a glove. It even still has the original saddle straps still attached. Very cool. I feel very lucky to have found this original Ithaca M49 scabbard, as they are quite rare. It definitely completes the cowboy look, and it's also an awesome way to transport her to the range. And with that, let's go see how she shoots. Off to the 25-yard range. I always shoot rifles new to me at 25 yards to make sure they function fine and I'm able to group and eventually zero them. I found that CCI standard velocity shot very well with my M49, and I had no issues or malfunctions. After I adjusted the rear sight to shoot center mass, point of aim, point of impact, I shot 5 rounds to confirm my 25-yard zero. Let's see how it went. As you can see, 4 of the rounds hit perfectly center. For the first shot, well, that's all me. Nothing to do with the rifle. Now, let's see how she does at 100 meters. My initial groups at 100 meters with a 25-yard zero printed at about 10 to 12 inches low with a center mass hold. With the rear sight moved all the way up, she was still shooting low, about 9 to 11 inches. So, I did my best and held over about 10 inches above the bullseye and shot these 10 rounds. Let's see how it went. The target I'm using is a 12-inch circle shoot and see target from Big Dog Targets. The first circle is 4 inches in diameter, and the second circle is 8. As you can see, 8 rounds grouped well together, with the exception of 2. And with that data, I can conclude that my ITHACA Model 49 can at least do 3 MOA at 100 meters with the ammo that I'm using, CCI Standard Velocity 40 grain. Shooting 10 rounds gives me an honest measurement of my capability with the ammo that I'm using. I'll measure 8 out of 10 rounds, 80%, allowing 2 for shoot errors and flyers. Now, I'm sure I can do a lot better than 3 MOA, especially if I didn't have to do a holdover, but nonetheless, I'm still very impressed. She's just as accurate as my 1022. Now, it's time for the RAM challenge. I set up a shooting gallery of 5 1/5 scale rams at 100 meters and challenged myself to knock them over with only 10 rounds. I'm holding approximately 10 inches above, and surprisingly, I was able to complete the challenge on my second try. Let's see how it went. I decided to go ahead and walk through the swamp and show you how high I had to hold. Here you can see I hung a 1/5 scale turkey on a chain about 10 inches above the center of the ram, to use at my point of aim. I superimposed all the hits so you can see how the group looks like. About a 3-inch group at 100 meters, which is 2.75 MOA. Holding over was definitely a challenge, but with a little help from my turkey friend, I was able to complete the challenge in 8 rounds. Having a reference aim point for the holder made a world of difference, and it goes to show she can definitely do a lot better than 3 MOA for my 100-meter group. Very cool. So there you have it, my ITHACA Model 49 Deluxe model. Able to shoot for groups and even clear the RAM challenge. As I stated earlier, shooting 22s made me the shooter that I am today, and my ITHACA Model 49 was no exception. She has definitely helped me become a better marksman, one shot at a time. Actually, it was actually quite liberating if you ask me. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I did making it, and I definitely needed a break from my ARs. Thanks for watching, and oh, Merry Christmas!